Okay, so we're ready to look at offense. And like I've already said, this game for me pretty much solely revolves around the omoplata, okay? The omoplata is definitely my favorite technique for my guard. If there was only one move, if you were gonna tell me you can only do one technique from your guard for the rest of your life, I would always pick the omoplata, okay? In my opinion, it's the most versatile attack in the fact that it is a submission and it can be used as a sweep, okay? Whether you sweep them or they have to sort of sweep themselves to defend the shoulder lock. And there is a vast amount of transitions off the omoplata into other submissions, you know, other great positions like the back and different ways that we can, you know, combine a lot of attacks together, all right? And it is a move in which you don't feel their weight. Okay, so it is a sweep. When they sweep themselves, it's not like you had to lift them up, all right? They pretty much sweep themselves for you. You know, they roll for you. Or you make them roll. But you don't have to lift them. It doesn't involve a lot of strength. Same thing for the submission aspects of it. It's not like an armbar or a triangle where you can get stacked and feel a lot of weight, okay? You are at an angle, an off angle where they can't put really, you know, any direct weight onto you, you know, besides for just a little bit of resistance, okay? So for these reasons, it's definitely my favorite attack. It's good against small guys, good against big guys. It's, like I said, the most versatile attack from the guard there is. So my guard game has always revolved a lot about being able to get to the omoplata. And I've already talked to you about why I feel it's so much easier to get the left arm versus the right arm. We know how to set ourselves up. Let's just look at the basic fundamentals of how I like to perform a strong and effective omoplata, all right? So, doesn't matter, you know, what entry we ended up using, okay? But we got into position, our foot on the hip, our shin and knee inside the bicep, our left hand in the collar, and our foot on the bicep, okay? That twist that he's in right now, that stretch, this is perfect, all right? And as long as I'm inside the space between his elbow and his ribs, as long as his elbow is not connected to his ribs, okay? As long as there is room right there, there is a hole, there is that space right here. As long as that exists, he is in danger of the omoplata, all right? Across the board. So, as long as I'm performing my position correctly, I can be as aggressive and, you know, offensive for omoplatas as I want, okay? Because it is literally always there, right? So, I'm here. How do I want to make my move into the omoplata, all right? I have all the good tension, everything set. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly pivot from my right hip to my left hip, okay? Because this is the arm that I want, so I want to start to pull him and adjust to that side to open up a lot of space over here for me to attack his arm, okay? After I pivot, I'm going to start to extend my leg right through his armpit as I pull his hand, like I said before, right to my back pocket, okay? Pulling here. Now, I'm going to use my knee behind his shoulder, okay? And as I bite with my knee, I'm going to push with my hand to make this V shape in his arm, okay? The pinch in my knee behind his shoulder is going to immediately be followed up by a kick, all right? So if I didn't already have his posture broken down so much, like lean up just a little bit, if my knee didn't get his posture all the way broken down, by the time I add the kick, that's going to break his posture completely down, okay? Now from here, I'll look to lock my ankles together, okay? Pinch my knees and immediately start to sit up under my elbow and reach with this arm to block him from jumping, all right? He might already kind of be up on his toes at that point, so I'm ready to block and reach around and get a hold of his, whatever I can, a chunk of his, you know, gi, like the cloth, the belt, okay? Sometimes their gi is going to be open and you can find the collar right here, okay? and you can get a good grip on that collar. The more tension and tightness you can get in your grip, the better. So whatever is available, get the strongest one that you can, all right? And get all the way up. Here is the teeter-totter battle, okay? The sooner I can get my head above his head, the more likely I am to be able to finish this omoplata and get to a, either the finish of the omoplata or another possible finish transition. So this is where I want to get, okay? So let's look at it again. I'm going to give you guys a few more reasons into why I do what I do, okay? So we're here. Perfect tension, okay? Great positioning. Here's our hold. We're all ready, okay? I start to pivot. Extend, knee, push, kick, okay? So why do I do the omoplata this way? Here's a couple things to really focus on, all right? A lot of times, not just a lot, most of the time, and how I used to do the omoplata too, just sort of like everyone else does. Come up just a little bit again. When you get to about this point, okay, it's very easy to just sort of bring your calf behind their shoulder and lock your legs in this position where my hip is flat, okay? Here, it's definitely 100%, gonna happen where Professor Rader is gonna lean back and keep his head high. He's gonna use his feet on the floor and resist the shoulder lock, of course, okay? Now, the weakest and smallest part of my leg is behind his shoulder, all right? So especially someone like Rader, who's strong and doesn't, he can make a small step with his other leg here and start to stand, and now he's going to be able to get into a great position where he can get all the way up and start to shake free, get his elbow back in, and we lose this omoplata, okay? It's happened to me a lot, all right? Actually, Rader is a big influence in my game as to why I do the omoplata the way I do it, because I've lost it so many times with him. Or with someone like Doc that is extremely strong, and if I don't break his posture, he's just going to stand up easily, all right? Just basically deadlift me up. So the deal is that as I get to the omoplata, I want to be making his head hit the mat, okay? I don't want to try to get to the omoplata with his head above my head and then try to break him down, because this is hard, okay? Definitely, there's ways to break him down. But if I can lower my workload, if I can make it less, then why wouldn't I, right? So now I try to be very focused in when I hit the knee behind the shoulder to stay on my side and kick my foot over to the mat. Look that kick, how it brings his head down to the floor, okay? And I keep my thigh, the chunk of my hamstring and my quad behind his shoulder, okay? I lock my feet, pinch my knees, and start to sit up. Now from here, lean back, Rader, and try to get your posture back. Okay, he can't. All right, it's too heavy and too strong. Okay, but notice how I stayed on my side. All right, I'm gonna stay on my side all the way until I reach up and get my grip. Okay, I get that collar. Now I'm gonna scoot away and sort of start to flatten my butt a little bit. But I'm going to be aggressively pulling him at the same time. So as I scoop, I'm pulling him. So by the time I go flat, okay, he is all the way on his stomach. And now I can bring my legs back and finish, okay? So come up again. What I don't want to do is do everything right here and then adjust to this and allow him to then lean back. And now we're in this teeter-totter battle where maybe I start to come up and then he rocks me back again, and this fight can, it can take minutes, you know what I mean? So, that's why I do the omoplata in this fashion, okay? So again, kind of get this side view, and you can see how his posture gets broken. So I have my great tension here, pivot to my other side, extend as you pull, and then when your knee bends, you're pushing against the arm that you're attacking, okay? Here, boom, push, and kick. All together. Lock, pinch, reach around, grab as much as you can, and start to move right away. Don't let him get strong here, okay? Immediately, I'm moving to break him down, okay? Do one more time, a little more full speed. These things all happen at once, okay? I'm not gonna go knee pinch and then kick a second later, okay? The knee pinch goes into the kick, all right? So a little more full speed here now. After I get my tension locked, I have good control. When I'm ready, I can decide, all right, now I'm going for the omoplata, okay? Grab, move, break him down, and the finish is yours. So, technique that we all know, you know, everyone has their own little details, their own perspective on how to perform it. I'm just sharing with you how I like to do it, okay? And this has been years and years and years and years of refinement. And like I said, this is a big reason why I do it the way I do. Short arms, strong legs. He can stand and shake his elbow out so quick. So I try to make sure I can break his posture in the beginning, okay, to give my success rate a much higher, you know, make it a much higher rate. Same thing with someone like Dop, you know, so strong. He may not have as shorter arms, but he's even stronger in being able to stand up. So I have to break him down in order to have a successful omoplata. So take these details and make them yours.